Alright, I've played the best of the Empire series, which is Dynasty Warriors 5, and now it's time to play the series that not many people are fond of. Well, the expansion of this game that not many people are fond of. It's Dynasty Warriors 6 Empires. I mean, come on, they took 7 characters out of the game in 6. Brought one of them back in this particular game, which is Ming Huo, but left the other 6 gone for good. Well, gone for this particular game. One of them really is gone for good, and that's Wo Si. The other 5 that are missing from this game that will return in 7 and in its expansions is Peng Dai, Jing Kai, Zhu Rong, Jiang Wei, and Da Qiao. Yeah. They also overhauled the weapons. So as you can see, you won't be able to have the generic officer weapons anymore. They saw to that. So you have the choice of many Musou weapons. And you notice some of your favorite characters don't have their trademark weapons anymore. That may be a big gripe to all, and I will get on to why that's a horrible idea, like several parts down the line. But if there's one thing this game definitely did, Special may have been the first to do this. Well, Special in Empires 4 was the first to do this. Yeah, Dynasty Warriors 4 Empires, sorry. But this game also did it as well. They took out free mode. However, unlike Dynasty Warriors Empires 4, they didn't put anything else in place of it. And if you don't believe me, look. There's only Empires mode. There's only Edit mode right here. Archives. Encyclopedia. And options. So there's no free mode whatsoever. So let's get started, shall we? I'll just hit continue. There's no point in starting a new one. I've already got all the achievements. Yes, there are achievements to this. But it's primarily you beating all 5 of the scenarios, sorry. Yes, there's 5 scenarios only. And beating all the characters. That's it. And winning a battle with all the characters, sorry. Anyway, this game, you don't turn on experience. Instead, you get bonus points. And that's from you beating the game. And you use bonus points in archive mode to unlock extra stuff. So quite frankly, if you want to get your weapons back, your best bet is to just beat the game over and over again, and you'll get enough bonus points to bring back experience to come back into the game. Despite the fact the game in the tutorial said that you cannot, once you get the bonus points, they'll never come back. I say that's bullshit because I have over 5,000 and I'm using them right now. And as you can see, I've got 61,000 experience. So I'm starting off as an officer, and yes, in this game you can be an officer and a ruler. And I just moved to Lu Yang.
Hello.
That's the other thing that's wrong. In the past Dynasty Warriors games, you can choose wherever you want. No, in Dynasty Warriors 5, let me rephrase that. You could choose wherever you want, and it was of no consequences to you, so long as you're able to defend yourself. In this game, you have no choice but to go to Lu Yang because that's where all the stores are. Problem number 1. But I will give it the benefit of the doubt. Being able to be a ruler and being able to be an officer is a very cool thing. But I'm not doing the officer mercenary missions this time because it'll take too long.
Like this anymore. We beg of you, please overthrow our ruler.
Instead, I'm gonna get my goddamn country back.
But the people are in need.
I'm sorry.
Let us conquer this chaos.
I don't know what the hell my negotiator was doing when I was in Japan, but everything went to shit. Nonetheless, this game has a new feature as well. Well, you don't have tactics anymore. Aside from the fact, and you also don't have policies. That's what I'm trying to say. Policies that you can actually use and that'll help you out in battle. No, you have policy cards. which is restricted to 1 per officer.
Not underestimate the enemy.
So you gotta get the right group of officers in order for you to get the policy or tactic to help you in battle that you need. Another thing, all that stuff you saw me buy in the training, that's basically how you're going to get any better in this game, because without the bonus points, you literally start off with 1,000 no matter what your difficulty is, making Chaos Mode and Master Mode not worth playing. Oh wait, it is worth playing if you want 5,000 bonus points, but then all you really have to do is beat the game on an easier difficulty, and you automatically get 9,000 when you start off. So that pretty much throws that out the window. Also, something else that I wanted to bring up. See those skills that's there? You now have special skills. The controls, I gotta say, are good. You can now run faster, you can swim, you can climb. Officers drop experience points, but that's not controls. Anyway, you now have the Renbu attacks, which instead of you stopping on a combo, you could stop whenever you want, but you'll be pressing X and you'll have a special combo ender if you're at max level, which is 10 on the weapon level. Yeah, sounds familiar? In Dynasty Warriors 4, the highest your weapon could go is 10. At least you have a combo, you can end a combo whenever you want. Here, you can also end a combo whenever you want, but it doesn't stop when the combo's over. You can keep slashing and you can take down enemies that are rallying. And trust me, rallying officers are a pain in the ass. Also, you can block, throw people this time. Hell yes. Instead of throwing them in a combo, or as a part of your Musou skill, you can throw them with a heavy throw or a light throw. And of course the Musou button is back, and you can charge your Musou whenever you want. And the reason why I have a true Musou is I embedded it in my weapon. Yes, you can embed skills in your weapons now, but you need jewels to do so. Another thing you can also use, if you press the L button, or that would be the L1 button in left bumper, I'm sorry. That would be the L1 button in the PS2 and 3 controllers, and the Y button, not Y or X, that will be the X or triangle. You'll be able to, whenever the opponent's trying to attack you, you'll be able to dodge an attack, or counter attack. So, while you're over there following IGN's advice, or, well, now IGN's gone for good, or X-Play for that matter, and just randomly pressing X, 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 and Y, 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 or like I'm doing right now, you'll notice that the officers will be dodging you. They will be dodging you with martial arts finesse. In short, that means randomly pushing buttons will not save you unless you're in a lower difficulty. Now you're in a higher difficulty, randomly pushing buttons definitely won't save you, and you'll find yourself countered every time. Now then, base system. Instead of just attacking guard captains like you did in Dynasty Warriors 5 Empires, or attacking the entire troops like you did in Dynasty Warriors 4, in this game, there's a meter. Each random soldier you kill is 1. Each juggernaut you take down is 20, like I just did. Each lieutenant is 10. Each guard captain is 30. Each officer is automatically 100, plus however many regular soldiers you kill. That's the base system right in itself. You can also do surprise attacks on certain bases as well. Since they only limited that in Dynasty Warriors 5, I'll go get that watch post in just a moment. But since they only limited that in Dynasty Warriors 5, Dynasty Warriors 6, you have to be in your own territory and press both the right and left trigger at the same time. Go through the enemies. Yeah, go through the trail that'll lead to the enemy supply base and mount a surprise attack before time runs out. You could use the water and you could use the terrain to your advantage. Or the special ability Hide, which will at least prolong the time.
I have come for your head.
Oh, and you don't have to worry about your main camp being taken. That's the one thing I can actually say that's good about this game.
I must withdraw.
You never have to worry about your main camp being taken away by some officer who just appeared out of nowhere. Instead, you have to worry about just yourself losing, or for reals this time, the person of interest, which is your ruler. Your ruler loses, he will retreat, which forces everyone else to retreat. It happened to me before. But if you are your ruler, obviously you lose, you lose. So you still have 2 ways to lose. Well, 3 if time runs out, because yes, it's still a time battle in this game. But now the computer has the same thing. No, actually the computer only has 2 things. In defenses, they have time over. In attacks, they just gotta be beaten. Now, for the one thing that really annoys me about this game. Capturing officers. Whenever you are about to capture an officer in Dynasty Warriors 5, or Dynasty Warriors 4 Empires, as a matter of fact, you are about to go into a duel with them. You win, they become your prisoner. In 5, they have stars around their heads, as well as in Samurai Warriors 2 Empires. In this game, there is absolutely no way to tell that you're... I'm sorry, I'm stuttering there. There's no way to tell if you're about to capture the officer or not. And yeah, you do have duels in this game, but they are sometimes random. And you also need a card waiting game, sorry, in order for you to even get into a duel. And sometimes that happens randomly.
I shall return to finish.
See, I didn't capture that officer. Which brings us to the next thing. And that next thing is the horse that I have. Honestly, there is a shop where you buy horses. But here's what I was about to say. Honestly, you really don't have to buy a horse. It'd be awesome if you bought Red Hair, because Red Hair is possibly one of the best horses in the game yet again, as it gives off the element of fire whenever it runs into its opponents. Yeah, that's right. Red Hair sets enemies on fire. Hex Marks freezes enemies while Shadowrunner electrocutes them. But even though you don't have to buy a horse, the fact of the matter remains, if you have a horse, all you have to do is just press the select button, and the horse, well, the horse will just come out of nowhere and come for you. No matter where you are. Hold on. Excuse me once. Sorry about that. I had to get a drink. Anyway, as I was saying, you had to press the select button to call your horse. Granted, there would be a horse by default. Well, you had to buy one first, then there would be a horse by default. But then again, you could steal enemy horses. Or even better, steal ally horses. And then you'll still have the option to choose it. But the fact remains is, I give the game credit for giving you the option to call your horse instead of having it put in as a skill like it was in Samurai Warriors 2. Like I said, most of the things from this that you see on this game is on Samurai Warriors 2 Empires. And of course, as of now, you'll end up getting into deadlocks with enemies. Of course, you'll have the deadlock meter, which you can have a second attack. And I'm showing off Rockfall and Double, two of my favorite specials, other than Flame and Blizzard. But of course, I gotta give this game props, as well as its faults. I'll be talking about both throughout the entirety of this LP. But I'm gonna say this.
Our victory will be unshakable.
One thing that hasn't changed, you have to capture bases adjacent to the main base in order for you to capture it. So that means computer officers can't just run up in your base like they did in Dynasty Warriors 4 Empires, and they can't capture it. Whereas you have to go through all those bases just to capture someone's base, just so somebody could just show up out of nowhere and just take your base and just make everything all for naught. Dynasty Warriors 4 was bad for that, and this game fixed that. I'm happy that it did. And also, archers are no longer a pain. I gotta give the game its props on that one. But the one thing I will give this game props on is the graphics. Not just for the fact that soldiers pop in all the time. Because hell, there would be no challenge if the soldiers didn't pop in. Granted, Rainbow still makes it no challenge, but at least the soldiers are attacking you.
This base belongs to me.
Whether it's on depending on what difficulty it is, at least the soldiers are fighting back. That's more than what I could say for Dynasty Warriors 5 and Empires. I mean, the soldiers are just standing there like, what do I do? What do I do? On certain difficulties, and then again, some of the soldiers will fight back. Here, the soldiers will fight back regardless. And by God, if you haven't noticed, look at my count. I am almost at 2,000. 2,000 KOs. You know what? I'm glad that they're able to spawn more enemies for me to kill. Because Ruthless Slaughter is so much fun. Now for the difference in main camps. Back then, if you were adjacent to the main camp, the enemy ruler will appear. In this game, not only you have to be adjacent to the main camp, but at the same, we'll have a base adjacent to the main camp, that's what I'm trying to say. But at the same time, you'll have to drop the base strength down to 75 or lower. And of course, things like me having over 2,000 kills will happen. Haha, Rufflecopter for the win. By the way, the weapon I'm having, the weapon I have in my hands, that's Lu Bu's weapon. Oh, and keep in mind, when the enemy ruler appears, the enemy ruler is always rallying. I wish my troops were rallying. Hell, I wish I would rally at some time. But, like I said, the enemy officers, rulers, will always rally.
one less nuisance on the battlefield.
And I will kill every last one of these bastards until I get to the ruler. And he's in front of me. Now here's the catch. You can capture the main base with the ruler still in it, which in turn will turn off his rally. In fact,
Belongs to me.
I just did. So now that the main base is mine, where are you? Ah, I love double. And by the way, my weapon's at level 10. It'd be better to come in with level 10 weapons. Or you could come in with default and make your own. And there's the deadlock attack that I was talking about. Yeah, I'm kind of on low health here. Wow.
That's one less nuisance on the battlefield.
Because like you saw, the enemy officer kept countering me.
Shall defeat me.
Granted, those weapons do look badass. I like the Hall bread better. Well, I can't believe I said that. But in the end, you still get gold and you get gems. Gems are good for embedding and stuff.
I am honored to be in your employ. My every strategy and tactic are at your disposal.
It better be. So, what did I get? Oh, and you also get cards at random. There's also a strategy session that happens every 3 months. And I'll get into more of that and take another land in the next episode. This is RVMan 985. See you guys next time.